Madi TV. Parane vozodri e.
Yesu aria tonzere topure audare ave moangalatro kamako ayusa chikusi momo otraru maruka ale mongoni tadru mongoni Yesu Ase mandero jami ale metuni yao Yiba metuni yes Yiba metuni yao Ase mandero jami ale maruni yao Yiba maruni yes Yiba maruni yao Ase mandero jami ale mipani yao Yiba mipani yes Yiba mipani yao
Madi TV. Parane vozodri e.
Maziangi chidola kopose maruni garrison amudai Madi TV station afsi ma kwangeni lazi chidola ka anyote tuari ya jiangi tuaroda and wakavutai ndarangi tongolari todays in the history of Madi heroes. Sabiti anda garisi ameji background kosa history amadupi Major General Martin Kenyidi ana video tro and osabete di situaza di sami choose amatago pi ledungolere retired Bishop Paride Taban and formerly Bishop of Watori Diocese ki retire ngana ma background na kaganga do bani diara ana video ana tajoleri ana tiguiteleri kaka dibana njadia ana ngasi amacha more video anidiga ko ma brief background ke di Bishop Paride Taban ni ana dia bisa mupadere looking angosi pio tianengole si o tianengo ozo engole pi ide buinkoni konyiba ngoni vungbi biga international voa paru manjo posmajo karan maruni garrison amuda program madiendo reani jewelry todays in the history of Madi heroes ladi ba o rongo madia talo sorry bati dekarare oloka heroes ne losiano jadi kasiko oloka hero ne talo sorry dekasilete ecclesia di sangolo hero wa kenda mata Bishop Paride Taban eka hero reani Bishop Paride Taban ni oti karo ungwele opariga ledi ire kilomita ole mile kate mudilimberi nga jopa geri trading center gasi ledi ajire gasisi otiani Kenya halifa lumia dichalo mudina limbiaze asi village ungwelere opare ledi Magui County Eastern Equatoria state and ledi South Sudan ni diadola kaniga Bishop Paride ni ordena ni padre do odu mudirlimbi sosi mbato di Kenya alifa lumia dichalo mudiaze alimbi sosi esubangi twa ngburi adoti abangi tokoro ladi Kenya ordena ni padre do ordena ni Kenya odu mudirlimbi so mbato di Kenya halifa lumia dichalo mudiaze alimbi sosi pia voye chwani ngweleri auxiliary bishop Jubadi ladi kandema di bobodo kongi kere Bishop Juba Garniri chwani bishop do odu mudirlimbi arosi imba aludi kingalifo alomia dichalo mudiarosi ani oye bishop of appoint ani auxiliary bishop of Juba odo mudirimbiarosi imba aludi sikinyalifo alo mia dichalo mudiarosi oko appoint ani bishop do karezi gore widerela kana piko ya chare odu erimba dichalo disikinya alifalo mia dichalo mudiara limbinasi oko echwani ngweleri bishop tori diocese di ledi kingane chojore si paka emu retire kinya alifo eri susi ebe buideka esu kingane di retire jora chakoro ki hana video game one kamka di baranjera di sivuru adosi akomi bishop di niga sikinya alifo eri susi ledi ama atani retire bishop do Tori diocese gasi Bishop Paride ne hide talo sorry temadiniko hide talo sorry Sudan ne hide talo sorry South Sudan ne hide talo sorry Africa ne hide talo sorry Fundo tudiga hide tayado taziadu ngwea New Sudan Council of Churches ledenga Sudan Council of Churches gasi di amatago Bishop Paride initiative pi olo chairman do New Sudan Council of Church do tala di form kicking amudidi chaloaga paka omu o kebazi lo foro negasi New Sudan Council of Churches ni e organization alona ecclesia ngbi Sudan ga ole South Sudan ga so ja disi amoro ki dokita deka Bishop Paride to karaloga okay support here do asana si unguleri o yoro Sudan People Liberation movement okosa liberation army diga okay kongi ya adula di initiative taloso amata Bishop adelere Bishop Paride ne kaya katanze hana diga njara otiane olekose mu Bishop ole mu padre do ngbe kinya soja nganga didisi ta iderela kaunzi Arabia iderela kaunzi repeata iderela kaunzi Kenya alifalo mudiara nebidi chalosi ledi sana engaki convoy jiki convoy ojo engajo Juba yevu convoy mutukare kate mia loto ki mutukare mia lo yega nusu na nguna hojo nyara ngwe engajo Juba chajo tori kane bako filosi odua lo bako charare tikolon tisiri ojia odun din mialo chajo todu toriga disi ichandiro angbu pio tane kata toriga di baungole to di Sudan People Liberation Army diadro dinia egameti so South Sudan dio kokini didi bado oko Bishop Paride Taban ni oko oswani mabuswa tani suju mabuswari maerega hojolosani ki collaborate okomato disi oswani mabusia okay anene langbale timbi imbisi bado kwela kalaro kurukani kesu kolo Bishop sa deni sa Bishop Nicola ko kala kalaro Bishop Paride ni ali achibongo ako olo bani dito oba ichandero o igutia tito biruga obongo diaru ni bado orepe pi tadieru arebatisa yote anguna anyalo follow for nigara ke jongende le diamata Bishop Paride dini omo kata jonzar video ne diga anale dini ani madi wedi holle egbe ale di muduti ajulari peace di gangwado background amata Bishop Paride di dia hangburi ni kaya ko juara ataloso Bishop Paride ajulari dia dini kata ziade irane audungwa Holy Trinity Peace Village le ani koron ne ani Eastern Equatoria State ga le director post ani karega tana emujo analejo Peace Village kolo araruta di Paride ajolana tisiri ojama the Peace Village dream did not come out of nowhere. I have spent a great deals of my time searching for peace in this country. The Bishop Paride ajole hanido ngweleri Peace Village nanidoni ama orobibi de nga karezi gako ani tadenga na sitiga rasekwa hanor yani ka ndu na sitiga ekwe dike move amadi South Sudan gango na ko se egbe ko so local lo fo surumbi mbidito de dike mkolengana. I travel all over the world to Europe, to Australia, America, and Jerusalem. My own life experience has led me to found Holy Trinity Peace Village. Ania chikaremi bigane ya Europe ano ya Australia ano mu America ano mu Jerusalem. Ane lidiane diga disiano la niki su egbe dike move karana idole da dungole Holy Trinity Peace Village in Igasi. My growing up experience is part of the dream. Ana zokani wa the olokenda orobi and doana blajoa ani kobadu Peace Village ngwele korun gadi korun engalakasi. I have been dreaming of a community where people with different ethnicity and different religious backgrounds can live side by side with the confidence in harmony and fellowship. The Orobi Amatadi Miguangasa Nzako Akeriki Bishop Paride video number Tijo Adore. The Okalaka Ungoleri Award. Award Okalaka the Gameti Dachi Dio Kwakila Cantaredero Holland Gassi Kinga Alifweri Mudilimbi Arose Akeriki video ni.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, Excellency, esteemed laureate, members of the Roosevelt family, ladies and gentlemen, receive cordial greetings of gratitude and appreciation from the entire people of South Sudan, from me and from the community of Holy Trinity Peace Village, Kuron. Thanks be to God, the Creator, to your country, and to your people in supporting people of South Sudan in peace building and humanitarian support during their sufferings. I express with deep humility my gratitude, admiration, and appreciation to you for having chosen me to humbly receive the Roosevelt Freedom of Worship Award. I thank those who made this possible, especially PACS and the suffering people in South Sudan. I don't consider it as a personal honor, but as an honor for all nonviolent, interreligious peace builders. I share this joy with all people in South Sudan. Holy Trinity Peace Village is an oasis of peace where different ethnic communities live together peacefully. This award gives great hope for millions of refugees in the neighboring countries, overseas, and internal displaced citizens. Our country, the youngest in the world, is going through a dark period of tremendous suffering, death, over 2 million refugees, hundreds of thousands internal displaced in church compounds, UN camps, hiding in the forests and in the swamps. People are dying silently from war, hunger, disease, anger, revenge, tribalism, corruption, trauma, and fear. Nevertheless, we also witness and recognize the abundance of goodwill, resilience, courage, endurance, commitment, self-sacrifice, and love demonstrated by ordinary South Sudanese and many regional and international friends. I commend PAX Netherlands, which has supported peace work in South Sudan for many years. It was supported and is still supporting with other partners for it to become a peace academy. This needs the continued support of Dutch government and people. Your Majesties, I place before you representatives of friends from around the world who have supported me and people of South Sudan in nonviolence, peace, reconciliation, and interreligious bridge building and development among South Sudanese for over 40 years. I would like to conclude by saying that this Freedom Award gives to the world and to the people of South Sudan visibility and recognition to the positive side of life in South Sudan, that ordinary people and the peace village is carrying out. It gives courage to people who are about to lose hope. I amply bring to an end, and this to bring to an end the war in South Sudan. What South Sudanese need today is education, food security, hospitals, road development, and self-reliance. God bless the King. The Roosevelt Foundation, the Kingdom of Netherlands, and may He bless the people of Netherlands. I remain your humble servant of the poor faithful in South Sudan. God bless you all.
Anjok wasila di video pata lo Bishop Paride Taban ya awadi su joking ali fo eri mudilimbi arosi naidalen gariari onje ta ojama awadi di anina rute ko awadi yani yoke ba South Sudani garini Bishop Paride lidani diga ani mundute jeleri selfless man I kana lidini ba ati ba zia tambajo Sales ki oja di siro jokinga ali falumia di chara mudiaze alimbi susui biendro iritara sa oloke buide community anedini ojo award kelani di munduti si jiaro ka visibility ke millions of people of South Sudan ongo award kelani di ka courage ke ba konyi suka kwerini ba tanda kandaga kwerini disi tanda kandaga ngolere mondo tizo hope awari di ejia ta Sudan ge kwa si dele penayo. Bishop Paride ni ani chief negotiator between South Sudan government and Cobra of Yao Yao in Pibor administrative area ejibwe Yao Yao tilo foka gameti South Sudan dito. Ladi pata lo Bishop Paride this video como que pate rijadore erega.
I am Bishop Paride Taban, Bishop Emeritus of Catholic Diocese of Torit, the founder of the Holy Trinity Peace Village Quran. I was born in Opare in the Magui County, that is in the Torit State, in 1936. And my father was actually working with the Greek merchants as a shopkeeper. And one of the strange things that one day he was implicated, somebody accused him that he took money. That's before I was conceived, and was in prison. And when my mother went to see him in prison, he saw that my mother was pregnant. He thought that I was the child of someone. And she beat my mother, kicked the womb to abort the child. My mother prayed very hard, God, don't let this child to be aborted, because to prove that I've not done anything wrong, God help. And I was not aborted. And when I was born, I was exactly like my father. The picture exactly of my father. Today, if you see me, you think that my father is still alive. And from that time, my father began respecting my mother. And because he found that he was mistaken. Then my father was with other group in 1940, were sent to Katire to open a sawmill during the colonial time. The British brought people from all over Sudan, from Kosti to Nimule. Families were brought to open a new sawmill in Katire. Katire is about 36 miles eastern of Torit, in Imotong Mountains. And that was the first sawmill in the south during colonial time. And there, we who grew there, from all parts of Sudan, Muslim, Christian, of all denominations, there was no church. The priest had to come either from Torit or from other parts to pray there. And we who grew there went to any religion when we were young. We respected all. We never knew what is called tribalism. And tribalism is one of the worst things which destroy the South Sudan, because they divide and rule. So we who grew there young We never knew tribalism. So when I finished my primary school in Katire, we were taken to lower mission school. We found that even the people of my tribe called me a foreigner. They called me a foreigner. So that's why I want to tell you now of this. In 1964, before I finished my theology in Torre, all the missionaries were expelled. And I was ordained immediately from Theology 4 and made a rector of the seminary to replace the rector of the minor seminary, who was an Italian, because all the missionaries were expelled in one day, in February in 1964. And then in May 24, I was ordained and made the rector of the seminary. And that was the first challenge I had in my life. And the war started, the first war. And we were there with the children. Sometimes the soldiers used to come, try to attack, to shoot us, but they found that we were innocent. And one of the army men said, please move away from here. But before that, one of the priests was bringing food. In Lyria, before 42 miles from Juba, the soldiers put some ammunition in the lorry of the father. The father was arrested. The father and myself were supposed to be killed. And we were in prison in Juba. And the war by then started in the year 1965. Many intellectuals were killed in Juba. And many other people flee as refugees in Uganda and Kenya and so on. But we were in prison here. Then we had to call Abel Alier, who was an advocate in Khartoum. Abel Alier one day became the president after the signing of the peace in 1972. So, as an advocate, what did he do? He asked the government to bring all the ammunition that they got in the car of the father. And they brought without shame, and to bring even all the uniform that were in the car of the father. They brought. When he studied, he found that because Nimeri was a socialist, his bullets were made in Russia. And for the Republic of Sudan, and all were written. And he asked, are there bullets stolen from the store of the government? Say no. And the uniform were all having the number of the Sudan army. Say, and the uniform, were they stolen? Say no. Say these are all the property of government of Sudan. So then we were released from the prison, and we remained with the people from 1965 until 1972, when Addis Ababa Agreement was signed. So until Addis Ababa Agreement, we remained in the country serving the people, traveling in the whole Equatoria, 1965 to 69. There were only 3 priests in Juba. The rest had to flee for their life. And one day we wanted to get some priests back. Some missionaries say, you are getting the priests back. What about the priests who were killed? Have you solved their problem? We said that, well, I don't know. Why is the Pope now in Rome? Have they solved the problem of St. Peter and Paul and the martyrs who were killed in Rome? We are here because of the people. Those cases we cannot solve. So we remained until, as I say, peace came in 1972. Then after that, we started life again. And another war started again from 1983. Then I was made the Bishop of Torit by then. In this war, many lives had been lost. And I have to found the new Sudan Council of Churches with the Bishop of Bor, Bishop Natalian Garan, an Anglican, to serve the people. The new Sudan Council of Churches became the hope of the people because the government was fighting, the rebels have no food, so we had to serve the people in the area where the people are displaced, like in the countryside, in the area of SPLA, we had to start serving the people. But everyday bombardment. You see that sometimes I go to bomb shelter while the bombs are falling and calling BBC, telling to BBC how people are bombed and how many people are bombed. Sometimes the BBC asks, Bishop Taban, are you with the SPLA? I say, no, the SPLA are here with me, but I'm not with them. They are with me. They joined me. I didn't join them. I'm not a rebel. So those are some of the stories. In 1988, the road was closed. I came from Rome. I found people were dying in Torit in massive grave, people buried every day. I have to struggle as the government to send a convoy, and I traveled in that convoy with the relief food of nearly 100 vehicles. And the SPL, of course, were very angry. They were bombarding all these vehicles. 84 miles. We made it in more than 1 month. 84 miles. We started on the 31st of May and arrived to Torit on the 1st of July. And many of the vehicles were destroyed on the way, and many people were killed. I was burying people every day on the way. And the SPL radio was saying that I was among those killed, but I arrived alive. And I found people were being killed. The bombs were there, both from the government and from the SPLA, sometimes shelling. By the grace of God, we managed with a little food. Out of 100, over half of the vehicle destroyed on the road, and over 100 people wounded, 60 killed in that journey. And of course, at the end, in February, in 1999, then the SPLA, 89, the SPLA took Torit. And of course, Dr. John knew why we, the church, are there. But many thought that we were supporting the government. We were supposed to be killed, but he sent a battalion, protected us. We were taken prisoners of war in the bush. I had 4 priests with myself, 3 priests and myself. We were taken prisoners of war for 100 days, feeding on boiled maize. But we always say, Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they do. We were suffering. All our body produced lies, but we forgave. We say, these people, if we don't pray for them and forgive, tomorrow who will liberate the South Sudan? So we forgave them. After 100 days, because of the pressure, international pressure, we were released. And we began serving the people. And being with the people, the Council of Churches, the New Sudan Council of Churches, formed an ecumenical forum all over the world. We were going even up to Europe, America, lobbying for peace, up to New Zealand, out to Australia, but always telling the people not to buy the oil because the oil money was used for killing innocent people. But we ask always forgiveness. And the church worked so hard until even the church was involved in IGAD, which brought the peace agreement, which was signed in 2005. Actually, 2004, the peace which was signed in Naivasha, I was the one who said the prayer. And in 2005, I gave Archbishop, the Cardinal of Khartoum, Zubair, said the prayer. So the church was with the people, was a shepherd, and was there always advocating for nonviolence, and especially development, because the school, the hospital, even under the trees and so on, that brought life with the people. So in that way, the church has been a shepherd, has been with the people, for the people, always through their life. And of course, in 2004, I decided to retire from the administration of the Diocese of Torit to start the Peace Village, because I said we need peace. We need that the people of South Sudan forgive each other and find a small peace village like in Nava Salam in Israel. Because I went there twice. I found the Israelis, the Palestinian, the Muslim, the Christian, they live together in that cooperative village, like in Katire. So I want to duplicate another Katire. I want to duplicate another Nova Salam in South Sudan, where to bring community to learn to live together, to live this way of tribalism, because that will cause people to continue fighting. So that's how I retired 7 years before my age of retirement. So we, the Catholic bishops, retire at the age of 75. But I retired 7 years before my age of retirement in order to find a peace village. In order that in Narus, where I had my new headquarters, when Torid was taken by the government of Khartoum, I had a school of children from 24 different tribes. And most were living under bomb shelter. When the plane bombed, they go underground. I made bomb shelter which could accommodate 1,000 children. But when the plane goes, they learn. And these 24 different tribes, some are now the peacemakers, because the 24 different tribes live together as brothers and sisters. They love each other. They don't call themselves by tribe. They call themselves South Sudanese or Sudanese. So this is what I found it now in Quran, where we bring different tribes who have conflict between each other, who call themselves enemy, to turn that they call themselves brothers. They call themselves sisters. They forgive each other. They are cattle raiders. But when they raid cattle, we made a community police to return the cattle of the other group. And if the other also raid, they return the other. So that is how the Quran Peace Village. Now we want to make it a peace academy, because I cannot spread that village everywhere in South Sudan. People have to come there and learn to go and live together. So it is going to be a place for learning to forget differences, because we as human beings, we are all sons and daughters of one Father in heaven, of Abraham, of Adam, and we are all the images of God. So that is, I want to tell you that I was a good hunter. I had a shotgun before the war. I had small gun for small animal, and I have also, because there were many animals like elephants, I had also 375 Magnum for elephant. When the war started, I destroyed all those guns because I don't like that those guns can be used by somebody to kill a Sudanese, a South Sudanese. I destroyed it. And so this is what I want to say. We want now, it is an exemplar. I got many awards from UN in Geneva, from Ban Ki-moon, and I got an award from the Archbishop of Canterbury. And in May 16, I got from Netherlands Kingdom. I got from Roosevelt Ford Foundation award for what? Worship. Most of the award is for respecting all type of religion in the world. The pictures are here, you can see. If you want to have a ripe old age, these are the 8 secrets. Eat less, chew more. Drink less, breathe more. Preach less, talk less, act more. And then waste less, save more. And then go less, rest more. Frown less, smile more. When you smile towards a person, you enlighten that person. You have to smile more in order to give hope for this person. And you will see even a child, when he smiles, he begins to smile immediately. And that's the same, my talk with the children is a smile. If then you are weeping, then we have lost hope. We want you not to weep. Love is the best weapon that we have in this world. And to say, I am wrong, I am sorry, is not cowardice. It's courage, it's strength. And also, I have this principle that you have to make a change for people to live together. I have these 57 words: love, joy, peace, patience, compassion, sympathy, kindness, truthfulness, gentleness, self-control, humility, poverty, forgiveness, mercy, friendship, trust, unity, purity, faith, hope. I love you. I miss you. Thank you. I forgive. We forget. Together, I am wrong. I am sorry. Understanding, discernment, wisdom. If you are right, then you need not get angry. And if you are wrong, then you don't have any right to get angry. Patience with family is love. Patience with others is respect. Patience with yourself is confidence. Patience with God is faith. Never think hard about the past, it brings tears. And never think more about the future, it brings fears. Live this moment with a smile, it brings cheers. Every test in our life makes us bitter or better. Every problem breaks us or makes us. The choice is ours, whether we become victim or victorious. Beautiful things are not always good, but good things are always beautiful. And do you know why God created gaps between fingers? So that someone who is special to you come to fill those gaps by holding your hand forever.
True stories that can change your life. Real stories of real
manjo angyo posi madunji mavunji toledi talo so inile amata Bishop Paride Taban disiri onje tade ya do Bishop Paride Taban ni ani ngwelere mondutise a miracle child eriki story ani dira ata ogboyende na ata ongbayende ni kabisa ata orasina ani endoko agozini ki ta dinje jira taniri wa bedo ata kelaro ndeni o kwosiro te akotiani ondo yolekendo ngwera kongwera tiri amazibati privilege kinyamudiara solo kaloaga ata bishop atane ndekarare bishop ndekarare bishop kendo ondo atani tibidi batito kwichi kendo ondo nani ana size to kendo ondo atani Bishop Paride ni amailo foga kende King David yani a man after God's very heart ani madi rubanga asigare kani ke suru banga ekolosi sa ndani ngbajo ata ngbajo bara ke furu perisi endo sukana mailo foga Bishop madidi atijo ado kabane le joli mbadi kwe kama dini nji orure kolu iyo ani onjiru amadi madidi oru the South Sudan gako in the entire world ani the only Bishop of madi Bishop onjo tare yado ojo sa kwa ididi elegini mata nyebe enera unikita ya delere ko kiza ebe kana taro sorry onje tadio yoku le yo ari di mudi tu der limbi tu der mudi si jole words mudi tu der limbi tu deri onje ana tisidia mamu ngwaru ko uyama eat less drink less secret of life ana kenyane diomu pila kene mani otelo aga sikangbu ili chonga ibiziaru ngweli chekonyao ole tosa sori konya ta adosiriko la the secret of life jengile ngalo para Bishop Paride Taban diani okebane secret na ngitara tamale lela kadi andorni ujama lidio papa problems a problem will either make us bitter or better madun tima vunjito di tagangado endo mari TV ejila ngini in today's in the history of Madi hero Sabike Moresi amala sumadizi chozeo amana background eji jo video na misura ya mi project ya ondodiani manzo anyo kwasi ile gamadi Bishop Paride ni rubanga ko tutulaka ko mbana ngi to andagaro ba ko kala karuebe returi ausini puru amadi amadi maridi komu njikana to oru manjo anya kwasi mango idimaru ni garrison amuda anyelosi program ngweleri entertainment dile kandori obo sabitisi ituru bangasi sa wahidsi South Sudan site nini Uganda gas ileke suasa to the Uganda Juba saro Uganda gasi amadupi doki the cards ani musician bangwana unote ana longo vola Ghana release lo rianga de rubanga pia madupi okay rockstar tro ma host abu achi akimis program liko amengwito idi twaze asama apologize rendo ama program sa to the risiro ka yosi olu yone arosiko difficulty samania gango ki ama apologize ra amengwito idi twaze muresi pi trubans program adiso ado mari TV gare ki continue dani me we sangene a very pleasant weekend and God bless you maroni garsona muda manjo ya posmazo laka ciao.